to get any players. Tom is getting short on chips, and he's going to have to ask himself, what does Shannon have? If Shannon has anything other than aces, kings, or queens, then Tom's going to have to call. We know, of course, that Shannon has threes, but Tom does not. Tom will give this some thought. You can see also that Shannon has the advantage of being a pretty big stack himself. Ultimately, he can afford the loss. And when you are the big stack, finding opportunities to put a lot of pressure on your opponents is a great way to play.
Calls.
Tom calls. It's the right call with the dead money in the pot, even though he is a very slight underdog. It is absolutely the right call, and he's got himself into a horse race. Another classic no-limit hold'em matchup. Small pair versus two overcards.
All in for the captain.
Captain Tom in danger of being busted out of the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship.
I'm pulling for you.
We just wait for Mick Prentice or Jim Miller to come and call the hand for the room. Troy Otto announces he's cheering for the captain. No surprise, captain has been very helpful to Troy. Troy's in his first ever major tournament. He's among the chip leaders. He's feeling the pressure. The captain's been here many times. He's got lots of good advice to give.
Ace and a queen? Ace and a three?
Yeah, probably. Last time I called a card, it was Texas.
It was
a call when Troy Otto, in an earlier hand, called for the king of spades, and the king of spades hit. Captain's asking him now to call the cards on the flop and help the captain's hand.
It's a pure race.
Yep.
All in good fun. Shannon Shore has a rather more serious approach to the game, as you can see. Captain Tom spent the first day of the tournament wearing a colorful hat with Rastafarian dreadlocks.
Shannon.
I can't imagine that we'll find Shannon Shore wearing the dreadlock hat anytime soon. On the flop, the captain gets his ace. That leaves Shannon Shore with just two outs, either of the threes.
Wheel drawn.
Knock it off all the draws, buddy.
Turn card, three. Three! He's hit the two-outer. Captain Tom will be eliminated. He's drawing dead. There's no card in the deck to save him. The young internet qualifiers have won the day with the elimination of Captain Tom Franklin from the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna say you're the last known, world-class player to go out today. How bad is the sting when the three hits the turn?
I've been in this position, literally over a million times.
First place on December 8th, what was the event?
Bellagio.
Prize money?
About $500,000.
That'll keep you pain-free for a little while.
Yeah, it makes the sting go away. This has actually been fun. It's a beautiful island, and it's it's got ups and downs, but the staff has been phenomenal here, and my hats are off to them. I enjoyed it, and I think they did a great job.
Thanks. You put it magnificently. It's an honor to meet you, and congratulations on being here.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
See you later.
Thanks, Bob. And Shannon Shore, who is already among the chip leaders, adds more to his stack. The rich get richer. You often see this, particularly in No Limit Hold'em, where the big stacks can afford to gamble on a few close confrontations like that, ace-queen versus 3-3. The big stack, the loss doesn't hurt that much, and they can take a few more of those small risks, add to their stack. 9-5 under the gun will fold. Fold to Chuck Fury with Queen of Hearts, Jack of Hearts on the button, and Chuck will make it 2,000 to go. Toronto David Matthew in the small blind with a King of Clubs, 10 of Clubs. He will call, and Shannon in the big blind will fold. Two players, King 10 for David, out of position, versus Queen Jack for Chuck in position. King and a Queen on the flop. David checks. Chuck moves all in. David calls. Bang, bang. Fast hand. Chuck's not going to be happy. He took the bait. David checked to him. Induced the bet.
All in.
Got all of Chuck's chips into the middle. And David has the best hand with the king.
Call.
That was a big bet from Chuck. With only 5,600 chips in the pot, he moved all in with his Queen Jack for 16,000 chips, and he has been called by David Matthew. Gave himself no opportunity of escape. He did take the bait. And David Matthew, who is also one of the big stacks, looks to add to his chip position. We're seeing a sudden and violent example of big stacks picking off small stacks if Toronto David Matthews' King 10 holds up here, which it is heavily favored to do. Meg Prentice calls down the hand for the players who cannot see the table. The turn card, 5 of hearts. Chuck Fury's going to need a queen or a jack on the river. 6 of clubs, no good. Chuck Fury eliminated. And Toronto David Matthew adding to his stack. Action fast and furious with all 3 of the big stacks, Troy Otto, David Matthew, and Shannon Shore, all adding more chips to their already dominating stacks.
Another action-packed day has come to a close. Join us for more next time at the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship.
Once you give up, you'll never know everything you could have been and even more. Don't be to blame, you gotta keep it moving on. Up the middle and out the end. Why kid yourself? It's not so easy. You